Howdy everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome to the Ice House, where we try to keep things cool, calm, collected, and mostly a little bit chill, or really chill, depending on the time of year. Well, you know how after you go on a good, long vacation, one of those trips that you try to pack everything in, and whether it was family and friends, you had a lot of ups and downs, and the ups outweighed all the other exhaustion and maybe emotional crashing times. But you get back home, and because you wanted to pack in everything you could for that vacation, you gotta go back to work tomorrow, right? Well, I know a lot of us who get to that point start to think, man, if only I could have a vacation from my vacation, right? That's a common thing, and I mean, sometimes you're able to be smart as you get older and book a day one way or the other to have a little buffer time to recoup, right? But sometimes we don't have that luxury. Well, in the same vein of that whole thought process, in the last few years, and well, the way entertainment with movies, games, comic books, and all the things that used to just be kind of fun. Maybe you like the tabletop role-playing games, and maybe you just like collecting toys. Well, all that stuff has gone either higher up in price, or, well, there's more politicizing and gatekeeping on all sides, right? And something that was just a fun hobby, all of a sudden kind of starts becoming a chore. Well, in the same vein of needing a vacation from your vacation, I think sometimes the inception of the idea that maybe we need a hobby from our hobby might be real, right? Because, let's face it, as I was saying, the last few years have been, well, pretty rough and pretty brutal, right? And I know a lot of us has turned more to the parasocial network or social media between Twitter and YouTube in a way to communicate digitally, when for those extended 2 weeks for like 3 or 4 years, right, give or take, we were supposed to stay indoors and all that and disconnected from each other. So we turned to these forms of media to connect and, well, not to feel so totally isolated, but it's definitely been a learning curve on how the medium affects the message and all that stuff. But even with all this, there's just been, well, it seems like people are trying to find ways to take money and make money, and the things that felt like a fun hobby, before, we were able to just hang out and do our little homebrew tabletop games and our house rules and all that stuff. People are swooping in and, trying to monetize it and try to figure out how to make a quick buck. So all of a sudden, the things that were hobbies and fun have now turned into the same old song and dance business model that seems to, well, want to take something over, change it entirely, and get mad at everybody who doesn't like it, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's all like that, but that's really the song and dance that we hear, and depending on, who you listen to and what circles you run in and all the conversations you have, that can be quite soul-crushing, mind-boggling, exhausting, right? In the same way that, well, going on a good vacation and being exhausted at the end and just crashing, right? Something that was really good to begin with is just starting to turn a little destructive if we don't get our rest and our, take a step back and try to appreciate the rest of life and, not get so focused that we forget everything else, and kind of meshed up with the next day of work when we're so tired, we can barely think straight, and we forgot how to do all the autopilot things of our job because, well, we've been gone for 3 or 4 days to like maybe 2 weeks. Yeah. So, all of a sudden, this thing that used to be a hobby, something that we loved and enjoyed, is now monetized, is now politicized, and well, it's exhausting. So, unfortunately, sometimes that when the hobby turns into as big and important and as soul crushing as the job we actually go to make money, well, all right. I mean, what do we do here, right? Because I don't want to give up my hobbies. I don't want to give up the things I love. I'm not going to be stopping being a casual gamer or buying video games that I think I'm going to like, or going back and buying either remastered versions or, well, I mean, that gets kind of wishy-washy, right? So maybe not that necessarily. But, you know, finding the games at the used game stores for old systems that I still own. Right? Maybe trying to find a old GameCube someday for not a ridiculously absurd price so that can I finish off my collection of Nintendo consoles? You know, things like that. But, I mean, that still costs money. But that aside, like, sometimes we just need a break from the hustle and the bustle. So, and sometimes we don't want something that costs so much money that we have to work at our exhausting job to be able to save up to keep up and get all the things and stay current with our exhausting hobby, because, well, the fun is gone, right? And I don't want to completely lose touch with my hobbies or, you know, get so overburdened by trying to keep up or not having the time to do them that I'm so exhausted and want to give them up either. So, I mean, like I said, what do? Well, I think maybe we do need to find a hobby away from our hobby that was our hobby to get away from our job, and figure out a way to have an actual downtime and relaxing, and hopefully still being able to hang out with friends and enjoy life again, right? Because I know that's one thing, being a internet personality and spending all this time online in the chats. And you know, sometimes it's hard enough to keep up with friends in real life anyway, but I do relish and, well, really enjoy the times I get to spend with people in real life, which is why I get excited about going up to these meetups and meeting people in person. It definitely helps you remember the reason why you got involved in all this stuff in the first place, at least for me, you know, to make friendships and to joke around and have fun with people, right? So, I don't know if you need to take a break or pause from your hobby. I mean, I don't want to take a break and step away from YouTube because I enjoy a lot the interactions I get with all you guys, and you know, you guys who show up and leave comments down there. And I appreciate it a lot, and I read everything and try to respond to what I can, or things that, well, sometimes you guys said it real well that I'm not sure what to add anyway, but I appreciate all the interaction, whether it's on this channel or all the other channels that I hang out with. So, yeah. But I do think that the needing to find some way to cut through all the tension and stress of keeping up with something just to keep up with it, or, you know, people call it the doom scrolling because it's an election year, or, you know, just getting so caught up in your hobby that you forget that half the people around you may not even know what you're talking about. Some of them may not even care what you're talking about because they also have lives of their own and their own hobbies and other things that they're involved in. So, yeah. Maybe maybe take a deep breath and, I don't know, it's getting cool enough. It might be fun to go out and enjoy nature, or as the, somebody says, go touch some grass or something. I don't know. Well, that's all I got for you today, but I just wanted you guys to think about that. Running amok and keeping up with things doesn't make it feel like a hobby or an escape from anything anymore, does it? But I'll be around in here if you want to drop, comments down here or say hi to me in other chats or whatnot. So, till next time, take care and try to enjoy yourself. Bye!